Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Hey guys, my name's Josh, and this is going to be my non-spoiler review for Solo: Star Wars Story. Let's get into it. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about are the actors and the characters. Person who you probably want to know most about is Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. He was... So, in terms of how much he was like the Han Solo in Episode 4, it would be about... I'll probably rank it like a 70%, maybe 75. But at the same time, it's 5 to 10 years earlier. So in my opinion, he did pretty much a perfect job as capturing a younger Han Solo. So he did an excellent job. I wouldn't worry about that at all when watching this movie. Donald Glover is Lando Calrissian. Everybody expected him to do pretty much a perfect job. He did pretty much a perfect job. Let's see. All the other characters like Kira, Beckett, Val, Chewbacca, really all of the characters were good. I wouldn't say they were great, but they were good. They weren't a disappointment. They were just kind of... Some of them I felt like they were just side characters. But yeah, overall they were really good. Woody Harrelson as Beckett was really good. Yeah, really none of the actors did a bad job. All of them were pretty solid. Some of the characters I felt like were a little bit underused. But yeah, overall I thought they were really good. In terms of my favorite characters in this movie is definitely Chewbacca. He has one of the best scenes in the movie. Next would probably be Lando, and then Han Solo. Not saying like Han Solo's wasn't as good, but he didn't stick out too much. He did stick out because it's his movie, but it wasn't like he didn't stand out too much, which is what I want, because I don't want Alden Ehrenreich to be like sticking out as this odd character that you don't know. You do know him as Han Solo. So, but yeah, he didn't stick out too much, which was good, but at the same time he got plenty of screen time. Obviously, because it's his movie. He was in pretty much every scene, if not every scene. So that was really good. So let's move on to a little bit of the story plot. Okay, so in terms of story, some people say that the story was kind of predictable, but I didn't really find that. It was pretty okay in my opinion. But yeah, there's no like problems I have with the story. It wasn't as deep, and obviously it wasn't like this galaxy-wide threat. It was just more small scale stuff, which is kind of what I wanted, because the last few movies have been very weighty movies. Like the galaxy is at stake, so something a little bit more small scale was good in my opinion. So yeah, that's my opinions on the story. Now, let's take a little bit of time to talk about the humor. Now, I think about the humor, it's about the level of The Last Jedi, except I feel like the humor is more Star Warsy in this movie, which kind of makes sense why The Last Jedi's humor was a little bit less Star Warsy. It's probably because 30 years or 20 years, 30 years later, 30 years after the original trilogy, humor changes, so as it does here on Earth. Humor changes over time, but I do agree with some of the humor in The Last Jedi was not the greatest, but it was okay in my opinion. But anyways, Solo humor, the humor in Solo Star Wars Story, I think it was really great. I think they nailed it. There was no really eye-rolly humor in this movie, so I think overall the humor was solid in this movie. Okay, so let's real quickly touch up on the action. I don't want to spoil too much, but overall the action was really good. There's nothing large scale, like I said in the story part. It's not like a large scale threats or anything. It's more small scale, but there are some really good action sequences in this movie. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into the overall thoughts of this movie. I think it was a pretty solid movie. There weren't really too many things I had problems with, but there weren't just like there weren't that many just incredible moments that just like, oh, this movie's so good. There are not a lot of those moments, but at the same time, there are not really any just cringy moments or anything like that. Overall, really solid movie. Definitely go see if you're a Star Wars fan. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you're really gonna like this movie just for a fun movie to watch. So yeah, that's gonna be my non-spoiler review. My brother's gonna have a spoiler review version of this on the channel in a little bit. It should be up by now already. So if once you've seen the movie, definitely go check that out. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.